where did the idea from Ceribell actually come from?
The other two co-founders, one is Dr. Joseph Parvizi. He's a neurologist at Stanford. And the other is Professor Chris Schaaf. He is a musician slash computer scientist, a professor at Stanford. They're both faculties at Stanford. The idea came from Joseph about almost 10 years ago. He was in a concert and hearing this music generated by the signals NASA spaceship collected from the universe, and they turned the signal to music. And then he thought, if we can turn that signal to music, how about the other universe, which is the brain, which we knew so little about? So the first idea came from turning the brain signal to music. And then he found Chris Schaaf, who's a musician, and turn any signal to music. So they started as an art project. And then Joseph realized there is a big gap between the big difference between the normal brain and seizure brain. And he sees this often, and he often sees when patient transferred from other hospitals outside Stanford, patient has been seizing for many, many hours. So then he started thinking, can this be translated into a medical device and help patients? And that's when I get to know them about 7 years ago. So there are 10 different directions we could go with that idea. So it's really to define, again, our North Star of the company is where are patients dying because of this, and where can we make the biggest difference? And also, what are the bottlenecks now? And we can remove every single bottleneck. So after scanning the market, here's the McKinsey training comes so natural. I scanned all the market and talked to tens of physicians, read hundreds of papers, and realized, okay, it's really in the ICU patients are dying. We can make the biggest difference. And then besides the brain sound, which help diagnosis, we need the hardware. And I see earlier days there was AI play, so I was very just very optimistic. We can build a cloud-based platform so we can have the data and use the machine learning to further augment diagnosis. And in hindsight, everything's like, of course, but at the time, very few people were talking about AI, and taking the company data to cloud was a big risk. So in hindsight, everything worked out, but honestly, at the time, there's half data driven, half just the gut. You have to take the risk if you want to do something big. So I can't take full credit. It's really the team effort, and there's a big dose of luck in it as well.